Hi, welcome back to the 509 Unfiltered. Today I'm headed down to Kahlotus to Tunnel 17. It's an abandoned train tunnel. I have stopped to get gas and thought I would tell you where we're going while the tank is filling up. Now, I've done my research a little bit on Tunnel 17, and it is at the base of Devil's Canyon, which immediately I go, I'm not walking into no dark hole from the Devil's Bench. That is not happening. I'm not scared, but I don't need bad juju coming back on me. So I'm not gonna go in from the side that's the Devil's Bench. No, thank you. No. So I am going over to the Kahlotus side because, you know, you gotta have an entrance and an exit. And I'm gonna enter from the Kahlotus side, if I can find it. So, fingers crossed, because I don't want to go through the Devil's Bench. Don't. Not toward the black hole. No.
Out here in the high desert, the stories are real, the people are tough, and the wind never quits. We're talking small businesses, local legends, and the kind of that drifts through town like a tumbleweed with a story to tell. Welcome to the 509 Unfiltered. Let's ride.
Okay, I think I found it. I'm in like a little kind of dugout area right now, but I think I can see the tunnel beneath me. The exit. I'm gonna go in the exit because I didn't want to enter on the Hell's Canyon Devil's side. I know that sounds weird to some of you all, but I just need all the peace, love, and harmony and all that stuff. So I am going to put on my headband, get my GoPro ready, put on my hiking boot, and we'll be on our way. I'm putting on my high top hiking boots because I think the rattlesnakes are starting to come out. So let me get set up and I'll be right back. All right, like I told you guys before, I'm a retired cop, so I'm ultra paranoid, and I know that places like this are high car prowl areas. Now again, just like last time, I am the only one here, or at least the only one that's entering from this side. Now, people may be coming through the Devil's Bench or whatever. Well, that's not me. So I'm gonna lug all this stuff with me, and the tunnel is approximately 200 feet down, and apparently it gets pretty chilly in there. So I do have a fleece jacket, and it's 70 degrees-ish outside right now. So let's go. Okay, guys, I am like legit in the middle of nowhere. I don't have any cell signal again. This is what it looks like behind me, and down there is the tunnel, I think. Let's go check it out. Okay, I can see it. There it is, down there. Let's figure out how to get to it. Okay, so we're on the old railroad grade for SPNS, which was Seattle, Spokane, Portland, transportation of goods, and they've closed this one down, but the tunnel is still here for us to enjoy. So we're on the railroad grade, we made it down the hill, and now we're gonna hike to the tunnel. While I'm down here though, I should probably check my geocaching app if I have just a smidge of signal. I probably should do that. Of course, there's one here, but it's up more towards the car, so we'll look for it when we come out of the tunnel. Hopefully we come out of the tunnel. Okay, you can see it right there, and I can see through it, although I think it's very deceptive. I think it's a lot longer than it appears to be. It's just straight, so it's very deceiving. People have talked about this stone, this granite, being really hard to walk on. I'm not finding it hard to walk on, FYI. Okay, so here it is at the entrance or the exit All right, I have a flashlight, but I don't know if I'm gonna need it, to be honest with you. It is gonna be a lot longer. It is very deceiving. I think that's probably about a half a mile long, would be my guess. It is chilly in here though. Let's keep going. And we're headed towards the light. We do have our flashlights. Police flashlights, so it's uber bright. This tunnel isn't as graffitied up as the other one. Okay, so we made it. Trail, I mean, the rocks are big, and I guess if you don't have good shoes, it might be hard, but otherwise it's not hard. But I would definitely say it's more like a half a mile. It is very deceiving, very. I thought I read somewhere that there was some markings on this tunnel, that it was number 17, but maybe this isn't even number 17, because I specifically remember there being a placard or something, but this post does say 276. I don't know what that means though. So, but let's hike down there just a little ways just to see what's there before we come back through. Okay, I'm being extra vigilant about rattlesnakes because it's the perfect temperature, perfect environment, and I know they're starting to come out. And I think this trail coming at us is where most people enter from, which is about 6 miles long. You don't need to do that if you want to come out here. FYI. There's lots of native grasses out here and stuff, but I don't see a lot of, you know, desert flowers or anything. Not yet anyways. And definitely not as many birds as we saw down in Plymouth. Okie dokie, artichokes. Back through the tunnel. So here we go. If you were to walk up from the long way, the Devil's Canyon way, I think, maybe there's another tunnel further down that I'm just missing. Okay, let's enter the darkness. Okay, so we have now come back through what I believe to be tunnel 17, but I don't see the tunnel 17 signal. You know what I mean? You'd think there'd be like some kind of bat signal about what tunnel this is. But there's not. I swear I saw another YouTuber though where it had the plaque on the side. So maybe we're not here. What does this say? Okay, so as far as hikes go, this is very, very easy. Unless you don't want to do it by yourself. And then you'll probably freak out. Because it is longer than it appears and it is dark. And you do need a flashlight. I didn't think I was going to need it because I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. But you do. So here's our little trail up to the car. And we gotta keep walking up and up some more to the car. Okay, well, we're back from the tunnel. Number 17, or maybe not, I don't know. But we are right outside of Kahlotus, which is like, there's not even a McDonald's here. So, but I did see a very, very old cemetery that appeared, and you know how I am with cemeteries. And then a big giant cross. I'm gonna see if I can find either of those without making a huge deal out of it, as in trek. Okay, so I just stopped and asked these two dudes how I get up to this cemetery, and it is way up this gravel road. Okay, so old water tower. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is old, y'all. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay. This is called the Lakeview Cemetery. I do not know how to turn around though. Oof. Let me see. Pull up a little bit. Dang it! We left the tunnel. I forgot to check for the geocache that was supposedly by the car. So after I leave the cemetery, I'm gonna have to go back and just look. It's only like a mile from here, so it's no big deal. Okay, so we are in Kahlotus, Washington, and this is the Lakeview Cemetery. I don't even see any really gravestones, you know, the vertical ones. So it's a baby grave, Edwin, on January 3rd to October 28th, 1936. Because here's the father, Walter Peckman, or Peckham, 1874 to 1949. Chas Anderson, Sweden, 1867 to 1939. 1900 to 1908, Clarence Crabb. Okay, I've seen a lot of cemeteries lately, but I have not seen this. How tragic is this? I'm like truly like heartbroken. In this cemetery, there are at least 50, and I've never seen one. But there's at least 50 in here that are unknown. So does anybody come visit them? Oh, that just breaks my heart. That makes me almost cry. Okay, I can't think about that too much. but there are at least 50 unknown stone marker things in this cemetery, and that's just so tragic and sad to me. So I'm gonna quit thinking about it, and we're gonna go back and see if we can find that geocache, and then we'll try to find the cross and pray for these souls. Try to. This is the view from the cemetery, though. Ooh. Okay, so I found it pretty easy. It was right by where the car was. We parked to go in the train tunnel, and I signed the log, and it's a magnetic Altoid tin. So I signed it, bring it back in, and I think I can put a goodie in here. So I'm gonna put this little purple finger monster in here. And just squeeze them shut. Oops, get your arm in there. Squeeze them shut. Go put them back. Okay, I put her back. Now let's go see if we can find the cross, and then we'll be headed home. Okay, I see it way up there. I just don't know if I can get up to it. This is from inside my car. There it is. All right, so it looks like the only way up there is through this dried out riverbed, and I've driven up it as far as I can in my car. I would have to hike up there to get to it, and I'm not going to do that because I've only got 2% battery left on my phone, and it's just not safe for me to go up there without some kind of service and nobody knowing where I am. So I'm not going to do that, but I will definitely pray for those people at the cemetery tonight for sure. Okay, so that is a wrap for this episode of the 509 Unfiltered. I am stopping to pick up dinner, but let me grade it. Okay, so compared to the other tunnel, that one had birds, and it had flowers, and it had the water. This one didn't have that. It's very easy to get to. You don't have to go to the Devil's Bench side, which I mean, call me whatever you want. I just don't need to be walking into a black hole from the Devil's Bench. I just don't. So anyway, if you want to try the easier route, just go to Kahlotus. Just think backwards from wherever you're coming from. I'd be coming from the Tri-Cities. So you go to Kahlotus. I turned right on Kahlotus Pasco Highway. You don't have to go far. It's less than a mile. There'll be a sign for some park, Wind something park, and a sign for 35 miles an hour or something like that. And on the left hand side, you'll see like this little dirt lot, like where maybe 3 or 4 cars could park. Just pull up in there, hike down the little trail that people have made. They make it sound like it's like you're scaling rocks and stuff, and you're not. At least not on this end. You're not. The walk is, everybody says it's, it's a tough walk. I didn't find it tough, but you definitely need hiking shoes, and I would say hiking boots because it is rattlesnake season. I didn't see any snakes, but they are gonna start coming out pretty soon. So I would give this one like a B+, only because I found that really interesting, sad cemetery in Kahlotus with the 50-something unknown people that have died there. So anyway, thank you again for watching. If you don't mind, please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you on the next one.
That's it for this one. Want more? Be sure to follow, subscribe, and send us the good stuff. We'll see you on the next ride.